the way from Nazareth? You must have been riding in the dark.
When your best friend is the mother of the groom, you'll be early for the feast too. Now come on, give me a groom or something.
Okay, come on.
Miracles.
Yes, John. Signs and wonders.
From who?
You.
Are you adding those to my list of infractions? Only a Pharisee. You would have labeled Moses a lunatic for talking to a shrub.
Do you consider yourself to be like Moses? Tell me about your ministry.
Do you remember when Caesar traveled through Judea?
Yes.
He sent all these men to clear logs and debris for the coming king. Make straight the way for the king, they'd shout. Prepare the way.
The roads in Jerusalem do not have the same problem, but I remember the visit.
I had to move. Romans aren't kind to the homeless. Lost all my possessions.
Many in Jerusalem were frightened as well.
Oh, they were lucky to have you to comfort them. For a price, of course.
Should we be clearing the road for you, John? Is that the point of this story?
I don't like your frock. The cost of the vestments alone could feed 3 children in Nazareth for a month.
Do you hail from Nazareth?
And Jericho, and Bethlehem, Jaffa, Hebron.
I see. Well, you have a new home now. Whatever your mission was, I hope you completed it.
Thought you were here to ask about miracles.
But first, I wanted to tell you of a miracle that I've seen, but cannot comprehend.
And then to make accusations.
This is pointless. Clearly, you are not a frothing madman, but every bit as unreasonable.
You imprison me and accuse me of being ill-tempered.
I am not your captor. Do you not understand? This is a Roman cell. I came here to speak to the warden on your behalf.
On my behalf. Why are you really here, old man?
The official reason? You are a Jewish citizen. If you have broken Jewish law, it sets a dangerous precedent to allow Rome to adjudicate.
And the real reason?
The truth? I am far from home. I am looking in places I would never go because I am searching for an explanation for something I cannot unsee.
No one else knows you're here. Tell me from the beginning.
Eden, we need to talk.
So I hear.
What have you heard?
Nothing that makes sense. Last night you told me the truth. Let's continue with that.
So, I worked for hours last night, and I couldn't even catch one fish the entire night. And then Andrew and the boys showed up. Thank you for that, by the way. And none of us could catch one fish the entire night. It was horrible. And this morning we finally gave up and we went ashore, but there was this teacher on shore. And Andrew knew who he was, but I'll talk about that later. He told me to cast one more time. which made no sense, but I did it anyway because of the way he looked at me. And then so many fish showed up. They were pouring into the boat. So many kept coming that Zebedee ended up filling both of our boats, enough to pay off the whole debt.
What?
I know.
Why don't you seem happy?
Well, this is hard to explain.
More than what you just told me.
You know, it's like the story of Elijah and Elisha.
Yes?
Elisha was plowing with 12 yoke of oxen when Elijah the prophet just walked up and threw his cloak over him. Right? Calling to follow him.
And without delay, Elisha slaughtered the oxen, burned the plow, and left everything behind.
Yes. The teacher. Andrew told me, but I didn't believe him at first. He's the Messiah. I know it sounds impossible, but I saw it with my own eyes. He made boatfuls of fish appear out of nowhere. And the words he spoke, the one John told Andrew was the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world, it was him. And then he called me to follow him. And Andrew, James, and John to go where he goes and to learn from him. And he said that I wouldn't be a fisherman anymore, but that I would catch people instead. I don't even know what that means, but I'm sure what I saw. He's the one we've been waiting for all our lives, and I want to quit fishing and leave the sea behind to go. I know it makes no sense, and I knew it would make you upset. All I can tell you is that this is...
Oh, why would I be upset? Come here. Come here. This is the man I needed.
Can you believe me?
You couldn't make this up. Of course he chose you.
I don't know why he didn't. I tried to tell him I'm a sinful man.
Everyone is sinful.
I don't know what this means. I don't know yet how I'm going to provide.
I don't care about that.
Then why are you crying?
Because someone finally sees in you what I have always seen. You're more than a fisherman.
I will travel sometimes. I don't want you to feel abandoned.
You have to go with him. How could I feel abandoned? I feel saved.
Eden, it's not gonna be easy.
When have we ever had anything easy?
It's not our people's way.
So, are you going to help me?
I actually could watch you do that all day.
Wash your feet.
We leave for Ghana today.
What's in Ghana?
A wedding?
What does the wedding have to do with the liberation of Israel?
I'm about to find out. Come on. Don't you think our wedding was a kind of liberation?
From your fear that I would be bald.
Oh, my father's nearly blind.
Remember how cold it was?
No.
Remember Andrew's toast? Remember the rabbi lost his place?
No.
He made everyone stand up and please be seated. Twice in a row, you don't remember?
What I will remember for the rest of my life is lifting your veil. I'd fight tigers for that memory.
You'd fight tigers?
Well, unless it was as cold as our wedding day right before the sun came up and you got tangled in our chuppah.
I do remember.
The lamb meat will be there before or after we arrive?
After. They don't have a good place to keep it, so I didn't want it there too early.
But are they going to show up?
With plenty of time for you to roast it your way. Yes.
Wait. There's only 3 jars.
Yes. That's what they asked for.
Rayma, I am very concerned we won't be able to get all 3 all the way to Cana intact. I told you, we needed 4 from your vineyard to be safe.
I told you, the wedding family can't afford it.
I would have paid you out of my own pocket.
Thomas, that would almost erase your whole margin. Why would you do that?
I mean, we're a team, right?
Well, I think everything will arrive perfectly intact. Especially with how carefully you drive.
I just want to be certain that every...
That's going to be fine. There's 2 more in the bath. I'll get them.
I'm glad you got some hired help. There's much to do.
Tirza, she's a neighbor. We couldn't afford anyone extra, so she volunteered on her only day off.
And here I was, thinking how lucky you were to have me.
My son just married his love, and I'm surrounded by friends. Couldn't be luckier.
What is she like?
Oh, Sarah is lovely and respectful and just wonderful. Her parents, Hela and Abner, are not so convinced.
About Asher?
About Rafi and me as in-laws. The father especially. But he's very successful and influential, so maybe it will be good for the kids' future.
Don't have to grovel to anyone, Dinah. I'll come around.
I should go find Rafi.
I do appreciate it. You heard me tell Eden how grateful I was.
I heard your words, but I also watched your movements.
Don't know what to do with it. Don't go on long trips. I hold it like this. If I had a stick, I could sling it over to my shoulder.
We'll see what the others do.
What if they didn't pack lunch? Will we look stupid? What if it comes off as ungrateful?
I don't know, maybe it would look like we never traveled with the Messiah before and we don't know what we're doing.
I'm a bit nervous.
Come on, don't be nervous. If you're nervous, I'll come on too strong.
Don't tell me you're not nervous.
I said I was.
Hmm? You said if I'm nervous...
I know what I said. I don't want to let him down.
I don't want to do it wrong.
Come on, we'll probably both do it wrong. It's like fishing. Remember when Dad taught us?
Dad didn't teach us anything. We just sat there.
And watched. And then it was our turn and we made our own mistakes. Can you believe this?
Well, you guys are great.
Hey.
Oh.
You been here long?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect day for a wedding, huh?
Master.
Simon, Andrew, Mary, James, John, Thaddeus. But where is, Raining figs.
Figs? For the journey.
Ah, now we won't even need to stop for lunch. Thank you, James.
Yes, master?
Ah, 2 Jameses. How will we solve this dilemma?
Well, what if I go by Big James?
Is that acceptable to you, young James?
Yes, I think that's fair, master.
A sense of justice too, huh? Then it's settled. Now, to the road, my friends. The bride and groom await.
I think it might be a little
Chromier on this side.
Perfect.
No?
Yeah, no, it's perfect. And sturdy.
Let me speak with the carpenter. I know their language.
It will be okay. Will you help me decorate it?
Dinah, please. Let me do this for you.
Mary, I love you, but Rafi and I got what we paid for. I'm embarrassed how few timbers we could offer.
There's no reason to settle.
Who's settling? It'll be perfect. There are many other things to do today, Mary. You said so yourself.
Always the bright side.
Someone has to be. Okay. Will you start on gathering more flowers?
Of course.
Shalom, Hila.
Dina.
I'm delighted to share this special day. Is Abner here? I'd love to tell Rafi we have time for a special prayer together.
Abner sent me on ahead. He'll come with friends before the ceremony. He asked me to select his table.
Well, we have arrangements for everyone's seating already.
Abner likes things his way. I'm here to see that they are.
Even at our children's wedding feast?
Dina, Abner is set in his ways. It's not personal.
Well, it should be.
On certain important occasions, I have been able to prevail on him.
I hope this is important enough.
Dina, Sarah is unwavering in her love for your family.
We love Sarah. And all of you. Very much.
Sarah knows you do. The chuppah is crooked.
I know that look.
I'm sorry.
Yes, son.
I was thinking, if this wedding is worth a journey for you, who has so much to do, perhaps it is also worth a journey for many wealthy Jews.
You believe important and powerful Hebrews will be there?
Possibly.
I'm very keen, son. The most important and powerful person I know will be there.
Yeah?
My mother.
Isn't your mother from Nazareth?
You should announce us after the guests, right? I mean, there'll be no Romans. Seems like the perfect place to gather more followers. Get this whole thing moving.
It's not my special day, Simon. It's the special day of the couple, Asher and Sarah.
They are blessed to have you at their wedding. Do they know what a remarkable thing it is?
Well, considering that I was the clumsy teenager who cracked my head open at Asher's when he was a child, I don't think he finds me remarkable. Did you think much of your childhood friends?
No, he didn't have any.
That's not true.
I stand corrected. He had me. Compulsory service.
I don't remember kids exactly lining up around the block.
Mary, did you think that having brothers would be like this?
I always wanted brothers as a little girl.
Soon you'll have 12, and tell me how you like it. 12? You'll see. Ah, we're getting close now. Cana is just over the next rise.
Well, we had a wedding. It just wasn't like everyone else's.
Why not?
You know why.
I would have gone.
I know. If Joseph were here, he would be so proud of you and Rafi. So happy for you.
You don't think I'm overdoing it?
I would have said so.
It's just that Hila's canopy for their son's feast had exquisite and
It
extravagant.
doesn't even matter. Sarah and Asher will love it.
Have you heard from your special guest?
He's coming. He may bring several others. Is that okay?
Jesus can bring everybody he wants. I haven't seen him in ages. How is he?
He's good. He's always good.
I'm ecstatic for you. Imagine he's a fine craftsman.
When he's not working, he has a calling. I seldom know where it will take him. He's bringing students.
I bet he's handsome. Bet he is.
Dinah, they're here.
Moment of truth. I made Rafi spend everything we had left for good wine. So wish me luck.
You must be Thomas. I am Rafi. This is my wife, Dinah.
Many blessings to you on this joyous day. And may I present the finest, most beautiful vintner in all of Galilee, Raima Bat Kafni of the Kafni Vineyards on the plains of Sharon.
It is an honor to meet you at last. You will give my regards to the old scoundrel upon your return. Reima is the daughter of my old friend, Kaf.
The wine is here on time. A good start to a joyous day.
Of course. Thomas is never late.
My father sends his warmest regards with this. Pressed in the time Augustus died, cut with seawater, honey from Mount Hermon, black pepper, and fine from Tyre.
Divine.
I certainly won't refuse that. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who brings forth the fruit of the vine. Oh my. Thank heaven on Asher's day. Abner and Hila will be pleased. Maybe a little jealous even.
Abner and Hila. I am now in debt because of wine for Abner and Hila.
Hush. How much is there?
Of the special vintage, there's 2 amphorae and 1 of a lesser. Of course, we intend to serve the best wine first when the guests are fresh.
Later, when everyone is stuffed and senses dulled, we'll serve the remaining jar. Do you understand?
Yes, son. It's the oldest trick in the book. We are in good hands.
And I assume the head count is still the same, 40 or so at a time during the week?
Is it?
I'm asking.
I'm sure it's right.
Perfect. Where would you like us to set up?
This way. The master at the banquet will walk you through it.
Knock, knock. Can we come in?
I have missed you. Look at you. It's been a while, hasn't it?
I have been. These people have been helping me to eat something.
How are you? Are you still?
James,
Multiple demons.
I saw it myself. They jeered at me from inside her mouth. Nothing could be done for her short of a miracle.
And she won't say who restored her.
He did not reveal his name to her. What? What?
It has begun.
What has?
If he's healing in secret now, the public signs cannot be far off.
Public signs? What? You know him?
You can say that.
What's his name?
Who has ascended into heaven and come back down?
I asked his name.
Who has gathered the wind in his fist?
Don't call Solomon to me, you wild mongrel.
Who has wrapped up the waters in a garment? Finish.
No, you answer me first.
Teacher of Israel. Finish the oracle of Agur, son of Jeke. Who has established all the ends of the earth?
What is his name and what is the name of his son?
Surely you know.
You are careless with Torah. God does not have a son except Israel. Israel is his only son. All of us.
Suit yourself.
You know, they'll put a man to death for blasphemy like that.
Who will? You. It'd be terrible precedent for Rome to adjudicate.
I should never have come here.
All your life you've been asleep.
Make straight the way for the king. He is here to awaken the earth. But some will not want to waken. They're in love with the dark. I wonder which one you'll be.
Now, if this man is anything like you believe, or if he exists at all, you should leave this region. Your presence alone puts him in danger.
If you think he needs my help, you've heard nothing.
When the song is over, bring out the olives and the cheeses. Set them on the long table in between the loaves of bread and the cucumbers.
Jonas!
In a moment.
Jonas!
Okay. Hi.
Am I going mad, or has 40 been the magic number all along?
The head count? Why? Are we over? They always do this. I brought food enough from
The
home.
last count was 80.
You made a mistake.
Maybe by a few. Even if I'm off by 5, the wine.
I did advocate for a fourth. But 3 is still enough. 4 to 60.
Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who brings forth the fruit of the vine.
Amen.
Lighten your pores. Like this. 3/4 full. If they ask you for more, tell them you'll be right back. But guess what? You won't be. Understand?
Well, the guests seem to be happy so far. The servants do not. How are we doing?
Nothing to worry about. You are one of the finest banquet masters we have ever seen. Keep up the good work.
I have an idea.
Thank you so much for coming.
Duffy! Dinah!
Hello, Abner.
Well, this is the best party I've been to in a long while.
You honor us, Adler. We are blessed to have 2 children so in love.
I'm happy too. I'll be honest, I was not always happy about this. You may not have known that.
Yes, we know.
You were born in Nazareth time. Rafi, your people are travelers. And your trade, Prophet, hasn't brought you much success. And well, Asher seems like a nice young man. He has not
Yes,
yet.
Abner. We get it.
Yeah, I don't mean to insult. My family have been powerful traders in this region for years. I believe success has made my generation arrogant. I lost my train of thought. I thought you said this was crooked. Looks fine to me. And this wine is delicious. I must know the vineyard.
Purification water. There's still some left in these.
Dilute the wine. People will notice. Whispers will spread.
If they did, I feel like this family would die of shame.
What about us? We'd be ruined.
It's not a great option, I agree. So help me think.
We could serve the guests extra date cakes, oversalt the food, make them thirst for water. I don't know. This is humiliating.
Let's keep looking.
They have no idea who sits before them.
To be a child again, yes?
I think we are the lucky ones. They have to go home with their parents tonight. We get to stay with his mother.
Where will that be?
Who knows?
With him, I have learned to stop worrying about those things.
I haven't. It's cold in this region.
You think he would let you freeze?
My brother has many worries. I keep reminding him of when our Abba taught us how to fish. We just sat there and watched until we became fishermen.
We will watch him. And watch and watch and watch. Forever, I think.
I'm going to get more wine.
Get two? I don't even know why I'm here. It's usually the students that choose the rabbi, not the other way around. And I'm not even a student.
Neither was I. Thaddeus introduced me to him.
How did you meet?
On a construction job in Bethsaida. He hasn't exactly been picking the best and brightest students.
What? He works?
Well, until recently. He's not a professional rabbi.
Yeah, but I thought he has no home and no job.
No permanent home.
He's a stonemason. Like you.
Craftsman. He taught as well. He asked me to follow him. He said he was building a kingdom. A fortress stronger than stone. I believed him.
What were you building in Bethsaida?
A public amenity.
An aqueduct?
No, but something humbler.
What then, man?
It's not proper to say in front of a woman.
I have seen and heard things that would turn your blood to ice.
A latrine? Wait, ice?
Yes.
Our master building a privy.
A job is a job. I was cutting stone for the retaining wall. He was building a ramp of cedar planks so the crippled and the elderly could get to it without climbing the steep steps.
Well, why didn't he heal them so they could mount the steps themselves?
He's always saying his time has not yet come.
Calling your name, the catch of the fish. Why was it his time for miracles then and not others?
Because those were private. He hasn't shown his signs to others publicly yet.
What's keeping him from making his ministry public?
The wind blows to the south or to the east, and you cannot say why.
A latrine. Yeah, we better not spread that around.
He doesn't hide where he's from.
Oh, don't tell Andrew. That will... Yeah, he'll be surprised.
And now, friends, the dance of Miriam.
Thomas? Talk to me.
Just watch out for the frogs this time. Oh, sons of Jonah!
We were just looking for you. Dancing to the song of Miriam, and we thought you wouldn't want to miss it.
Of course. Let's the three of us show them how it's done, huh?
I don't think that's such a good idea.
Why?
Andrew has 4 left feet.
4? Why 4?
When he tries to dance, he looks like a donkey walking on hot coals.
Oh, Andrew, do you deny it?
I've never seen a donkey walking on hot coals. Actually, that would be a terrible thing to behold.
My son.
Ah, Andrew, you see, even my own mother will join us in the Song of Miriam.
They've run out of wine.
But it's only the first day.
Yes, and it's all gone. Not a drop left.
Why are you telling me this?
We can't let the celebration end like this. And Asher's family humiliated.
Boys, go join the others. I'll be right there.
Mother, my time has not yet come.
If not now, when? Please. whatever he tells you.
Fill these jars with water.
I'm not sure you heard her clearly, but we've run out of wine, not water.
These are similar in size to your amphorae.
The prudent monks, yes. He could have filled all the way to the brim.
You're a very responsible person, aren't you?
We are in a crisis, and I was led to understand you have a solution.
Do you know why jars for purification rites are made of stone?
What?
You heard me.
Because the stone is pure. Less likely to stain or break, that can't be made unclean.
Yes. Fill these jars with water all the way to the brim.
Why?
You heard him. Start drawing water, quickly. Tell anyone you find to stop what they're doing and help.
From the directions you have provided, I see no logical solution to the problem.
It's going to be like that sometimes, Thomas.
What did you say?
I do not rebuke you. It is good to ask questions, to seek understanding.
There's no time for this.
I know of a man like you in Capernaum, always counting, always measuring.
That's my job. And that people will think I have not done well tonight.
Join me, and I will show you a new way to count and measure, a different way of seeing time.
Go with you where? I don't understand.
Keep watching.
Donna!
Abner, I do hope you're enjoying yourself.
Where are the servers?
I don't know, but I'll go find them right away.
It is far past time for another round of wine. The last one was nearly an hour ago.
Yes, well, you see...
Surely there is more coming, Dinah.
I'm very sorry. Please do not worry. This will be taken care of immediately.
Next round of wine right away. Thank you for reminding us it's all in the contract.
Was your father a stonemason as well?
Smith.
I think it broke his heart, but I apprenticed under a stonecutter when I was 9. Every man must leave his father.
Masonry seems like harder work.
It isn't harder, it's just more, final. If the smith wants to change the horseshoe or the plowshare or the pot hook, he has only to put the iron back into the fire and reshape it to fit his designs.
They're full.
Everyone, please step outside. Just for a moment, Thomas.
Once you make that first cut into the stone, it can't be undone. It sets in motion a series of choices. What used to be a shapeless block of limestone or granite begins its long journey of transformation. And it will never be the same.
I'm ready, Father. Go draw some out and serve it to the master of the banquet.
Oh, it's about time.
The latter vintage, sir.
Stop the music! Stop the music! Everyone, listen! I have something I would like to say. I would like to address the bridegroom and the bride families. At every wedding I've ever overseen, they serve the best wine first. And then, when the people have drunk freely, much later in the feast, they serve the poorer wine, the cheap stuff. Because by then, who is going to notice? Am I right? But you have chosen now to serve the best wine I have ever tasted. Let us thank them for this unnecessary but honorable gesture. With the wedding of Asher, son of Rafi and Dinah, to Sarah, daughter of Abner and Hila, be as pure and as fruitful as this wine. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who brings forth the fruit of the vine. To Asher and Sarah!
To Asher and Sarah!
Is something wrong?
Yes. I was.
Fish, wine, what will be next?
Any suggestions?
Anything and everything. Let's do this. I'll go with you to the ends of the earth.
I hope so, son.
But I seem to remember there was a problem. Something about Andrew's feet.
Andrew's feet.
But first we must evaluate, no? No, I can't. I think we have to. No, I can't.
That should be it for the night. Who is he? I can't pretend I didn't see a miracle. He gave us even more than we need.
He invited me to join him. He wants us to meet him in Samaria in 12 days.
Samaria.
I don't know what to think.
So don't. Maybe for once in your life, don't think.
I'll ask for your thoughts about that video tonight in a moment. But first, I thought I'd read you the biblical account of that. You'll probably see lots of traces of what we saw in comparison with what the Bible says. This is John chapter 2. On the third day, there was a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Jesus and his disciples had also been invited to the wedding. When the wine gave out, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." And Jesus said to her, "Woman, what concern is that to you and to me? My hour has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." Now standing there were 6 stone water jars for the Jewish rites of purification, each holding 20 or 30 gallons. Jesus said to them, "Fill the jars with water." And they filled them up to the brim. He said to them, "Now draw some out and take it to the chief steward." So they took it. When the steward tasted the water that had become wine and did not know where it came from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew, The steward called the bridegroom and said to him, "Everyone serves the good wine first, and then the inferior wine after the guests have become drunk. But you have kept the good wine until now." Jesus did this, the first of his signs, in Cana of Galilee, and revealed his glory, and his disciples believed in him. So any thoughts about how they portrayed that? You got, 12 verses, and they get an hour out of it, so they do have to embellish, but probably a creative way to tell the story. Debbie?
I like how they were able to show the joy and just the amazement and all the emotion. It was just overwhelming.
We enjoyed the wedding. Yeah. We forget just, how much people in whatever time or era, there's celebration at weddings, and it's persisted from then to today. So, that's a good reminder to see that. Cindy?
When he wasn't ready to show the miracles?
That, we do have that expression there that, this is, prior to this time, he had not publicly revealed himself. I think, I don't know if this is made explicitly clear in Scripture, but I think the majority thinking is that, once Jesus begins doing miracles, once he goes public, there's a clock running.
That's what I felt. Like his mother didn't know it, but that was the beginning towards the end.
Right. The opposition is going to rise up, so all those.
He didn't want to get it started and hesitated. That's what I felt. It was interesting that
Yeah. Yeah. We don't see that Thomas was the caterer in Scripture. That's a liberty that they've taken, but a good way to introduce a disciple and one that we know, Thomas there. So they've woven that together.
And it was just so fun to see the expression on his face because he was doubting, like, how did that happen? Even after the fact, it's like staring at those water jugs, like, wow.
I've often thought, reading the story before seeing it, the faith of those stewards, those servants, to take the water that was water and now was changed into wine, to take that to the master of the banquet and say, here, that's a lot riding on there. They had to believe, in some regard, that it was wine. I don't know that they brought that out very good, but usually I think a wedding was about a 3-day long event. Yeah. Yeah, I think, every culture has its own traditions. Probably, one thing that would be different would, one of the cultural traditions here would be like a honeymoon of, a week or 2 weeks. I don't know that would have been theirs, but maybe that kind of like the 3-day long wedding was kind of their reception, their opportunity to celebrate in what would have often been a difficult era to live in.
Also, we had a time when people who arrived, it's 3 o'clock Sunday, they're coming miles by foot, by donkey.
Sure. As long as you're there, you might as well stay for a while. Yeah. It's not like you can get in your car and go for 2 hours and leave. It was a trip to get to a village for it. Is it scandalous? I'm asking. Is it scandalous that Jesus turned water into wine? Some denominations would say he should have turned wine into water. That's that's what Christians do. Is there a problem? with Jesus producing wine.
Wasn't wine more readily, I don't know if there was a choice because the sanitization of the water?
That is true. That's a point that I've heard, that the water in the Middle East, the water in the region, was not the best, and so pretty much wine became a daily kind of drink. That argument's also been oversold, though. Sometimes they say, "Oh, it's just like grape juice," and that would not be true. It was still wine. It still had some alcoholic content, but probably less than maybe the wine that we're used to. I don't know. I think it's an interesting point. I'm not a big drinker, but apparently in Bible times that was acceptable. Anything else about the video?
I like the subtitles.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask if that was distracting or an improvement.
I mean, I tended to focus on them. I tried to see the pictures too, but
Yeah.
I did help a lot.
All right, we can keep them. Yeah, I do think it helped. I think, you've got, they're speaking in accents, and of course we're listening in a room that's, a big room, so it's probably best to watch with the subtitles on. Well, we are knocking on the door of 8 o'clock here, so we're going to do most of this chapter to start next week. But I did want to turn to page 80 with you and read you Isaiah 43, 8 through 10. This is each week. I don't know if you've noticed, there's been verses from Isaiah that they draw from, which is good because I don't know about you, but I certainly could use more work in the prophets. That's probably like my weak area. So it's good to be getting this Isaiah each week. Isaiah 43, 8 through 10. Bring out the people who are blind, yet have eyes, who are deaf, yet have ears. All the nations gather together, and the peoples assemble. Who among them can declare this and show us the former things? Let them bring their witnesses to prove them right, and let them hear and say, it is true. You are my witnesses, declares the Lord, and my servant whom I have chosen, that you may know and believe me and understand that I am he. Before me no God was formed, nor shall there be any after me. One thing we didn't really talk about, I talked a lot about the wedding. What do you think about the conversations between Nicodemus and John? Okay. Nothing on that one. I thought it was well done in terms of just how the Pharisees would have treated John. I like the one time Nicodemus says, "Don't quote Solomon to me, you mongrel." That probably conveys a lot of what they would have thought of John.
It changed my idea of what John looked like.
Okay.
I've always had this idea that he was a big burly man and had the hair thing and whatever. And here's this little scrawny guy with this little wagging beard. One thing that was like, wow, that's not what I pictured at all.
It's good, I think, for us to have different conceptions of what the possibility would be. I'll never forget, we'll close with this. I had a good friend in ministry one time when I was early on in my ministry. We were both actually youth pastors. And he was telling me a story that at his church, they put on a passion play each Easter. And the year that we were talking about it, there was a guy in his congregation that was portraying Jesus that was very heavy set. And my friend said to me, he said, "I've never seen an overweight Jesus portrayed." He said, "It was really, very much, changing your paradigms." He said, "But then I thought about it, they called him a glutton and a drunkard, and eating and complain about him not fasting." I'm not saying that Jesus was overweight, but just to have that thing, break our image, was an interesting conversation to have. So even something like this can challenge our preconceptions. Probably always good when that happens. All right, well, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna get into chapter 5 a little bit next week, then we'll watch the 6th video. All right, Mary's got the meal, and if anybody would like to be the Advent candle lighters, I've got the readings right here. We can set you up, get you scheduled. Thank you. Form an orderly line.